Put your hands up. Ladies and put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Yeah, I'm a witness for the Lord. I'm gonna sing these crazy praises till I'm gone. I might do a little dancing cause the Bible lets me know that that ain't wrong. I sing my praises to the King because he's worthy and he's seated on the throne. Anytime you wanna talk about his power and his mercy, let me know. Oh, I'ma sing these crazy praises till I'm gone. Oh, I'ma sing these crazy praises all day long. Oh, everywhere I gotta go, I let them know.
What's going on, Alpha Raiders? James DeWin here with Alpha Red Comic Channel, hitting some buttons. I was checking out the new intro there. I don't know if it's going to be an all-the-time intro, but I was super excited that that came in. It's an animation for Alpha Red number 8, and when I go to do the pre-sales, after I send all the exclusive covers to the supporters of Alpha Red number 8, I will pre-order it for anybody else who missed the campaign. So, but I order a trailer type of thing for each issue, and this was something new, something different. That I paid for the same animation from the same guy, but he was looks like he was trying to use a little bit more AI. So I'm a little mixed on it. Like I like it, but I feel like if I can do it, I shouldn't pay you to do it. But it was cool. I like it. I like it. I like it. I hope you like it. It'll grow on me. It'll grow on us. Alpha Raiders, what's going on? All right. Well, I want to thank you for being here. You're the best. You guys are the best. We are going to be drawing some Spider-Man 2099. I don't think I've ever drawn Spider-Man 2099, so this is going to be a hoot. I've already laid down the pencils because I'm using the Todd McFarlane. I'm going to use Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man number 300 and 301 cover, where he's like, you'll recognize it instantly. But I'm drawing 3 characters on this sketch cover, and so I wanted to make sure that I had the composition down, and I've already got the details of the costumes down. So, so without further ado, we're gonna say hi to whoever's in the chat. Who's in the chat? Greetings from Shanghai, China. Brother Fong is on the move. He's out and about, bringing Alpha Red goodness to new Alpha Raiders across the, they don't call it across the pond, but across the big lake, the other side, the Pacific side. He's bringing to Shanghai, China. Thank you for spreading the love in China. Brother Ernest is in the house. Fong is in China. That's right. That's right. He gets around. That Fong guy gets around. Great character to draw. Yes, sir, indeed. I am looking forward to it. But I have a little sneak peek, a little bonus for you. If you are here, you get to see the first page of Alpha Red, number 9. It's a little bit of a setup. I'm not going to tell you what's going on in here, but rest assured that Alpha Red number 9 is being worked on. You guys probably saw some of the other things that I was that I previewed, and I don't want to give you too many previews just yet. Teasing it, especially until you get your Alpha Red number 8. I don't want you to get. I don't want to take any wind out of the sails of Alpha Red number 8, because I'm super excited about that for you guys to read it also. But this is Transformers. I don't know if you guys picked up Transformers this week, but it was a pretty good. This was the regular cover, but I did see that they had a sketch cover, and I can't help myself. Certain ones I just cannot help myself. So I'm super excited to draw that. And Brother J Sky is in the house. What's good, James? Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday to all the Alpha Raiders out there. Yep, I'm here for work. Mr. Fong, Brother Fong, is here. Not here, but in China, Shanghai, China, for work. So this is what I'm talking about when I said I'm doing the Spider-Man 2099 in the Todd McFarlane Amazing Spider-Man number 300 pose. And so I wanted to get it all ready, all juiced up. Let me see here. I swear. Okay. And I am just going to go in and ink. That's going to be the name of the game this week. And you guys can tell me what you want to talk about, because I've been busy trying to get Alpha Red number 8 to the printers. I do have Alpha Red number 8, all the digital copies have gone out, so all you guys should have gotten your digital copies of Alpha Red number 8. And let me know if you didn't. I spent a good part of this week trying to get all that stuff in order. And then I just finished it off right before I went and did some grilling. So everybody should have gotten theirs within the past few hours. And if you see me like freaking out at this microphone, there are gnats in my office. My wife thought it'd be nice to bring up a plant into my office to give me more oxygen or whatever. And it's very nice. It's in the corner, all very, very nice. But with the plant came these little tiny flies. I assume they're gnats. I haven't had to deal with gnats since I was a child playing outside. And little swarms of them would gather around your head. And for whatever reason, I don't know if it actually worked or if it was like me coming up with a solution that I thought worked. And maybe it did, maybe it didn't, but in my head it worked. I would raise my hand when the gnats were around, and they would just fly around my hand and they wouldn't attack my face. So my hypothesis was that they just wanted the highest level. I don't know why they attack your face. I don't know why gnats attack your face. I don't know if it's scientific or not, but I would put my hand up and the gnats would fly around my hand instead of my face, and I would be able to play and just go about my business with my walking around with my hands up. Just one hand needed to be up. So I don't know if I start freaking out at this microphone, or because he's like attacking my eyeballs, the stupid gnat, these gnats. And it doesn't matter how many you can kill a dozen a day, they will still continue to attack. And I never see like a whole lot of them. It's just like one or two, and they're attacking you. And then you go, okay, I'm just going to kill this one, and then it's going to be all done. You kill him, and 5 minutes later, another guy comes up. Brother Benny in the house. Happy Sunday, Alpha Raiders. Brother Benny in the house, his house. So, what do you guys want to talk about? Any big exciting news in the comic book world? I did see a sketch cover for Dork, and I was very tempted to pick it up. So if you guys are curious about Dork, if you want to see me draw Dork, I did want to make this year more indie prominent, like to highlight some independent comics, and that would have been perfect. And I had thought about that as I was milling the thoughts in my head, and I was like, I have so many sketch covers that I need to do sketches on so that I can post them. If you guys are interested in some of the previous drawings that I've done. I just put 2 of them up on my Etsy page. So it's the Invincible that I drew at the Syracuse Collectors Con, and last week's Death of Superman. So Superman number 75 that came out apparently November 18th, 1992. Even though it says 93 on the cover, I am told that the month and date on the cover is when the retailer knows to pull it down from like a current comic. So it came out November 18th, 1992, because we're old. We're old. Brother Benny is just saying hello to, Ernest is saying hello to Brother Benny. Alpha Raiders in the house. But who knew that 8 years later, from the day that Superman, the Death of Superman, was released, that I would be getting married? November 18th of 2000 is when I got married. So I thought that was a fun fact as I was doing some research. I did a sped up version. I don't know if you guys watch those. I do comment throughout it, and just to give you a little bit of what's going on in my headspace as I'm drawing, because I don't always tell you what I'm thinking as I'm drawing live. So when I speed it up and turn an hour-long sketch into a 10-minute video, I can kind of give you the reasons why I do what I do. Do what I do. But I don't know if you guys watch them. Do you watch them? They certainly don't get as many views as the normal drawing thing. And I assume that you get to pick your own speed if you want to watch the live version, but like sped up afterward. It can be painful to watch things live, especially if you're used to watching them at fast speed. Like I watch the Thinking Critical guys on fast speed because I'm usually busy on a Saturday morning, and they go for like 2 hours. And sometimes I'll have them on in the background while I'm doing projects around my house. But for the most part, I don't. I'm usually kind of busy doing other things, and then I'll listen to it later on much faster speed. But when you're trying to watch them live, sometimes it's not the easiest thing to do. And some of them sound drunk when they're live. So it's like it doesn't even sound right. It doesn't sound quite like them when I listen to them at normal speed. Some of the people that I listen to. Any thoughts about the new Daredevil? Anybody watching the Daredevil stuff? I know Ernest likes the Daredevil. Fong says, I remember buying Superman number 75 in the bag. I wore that black armband around high school the following Monday. I guess I'm pretty nerdy. That is pretty darn nerdy, sir. I definitely did not get into it that much. So, was it the black bag? I guess so, because when he returned, I guess it was the white bag then. And I remember going to like Walmart and Ollie's after it had been out for a couple months, and those shelves were full of those black. Well, I just remember the white bags. So maybe it was the white bags that were over ordered and nobody bought them. Right? Because the retailers were on this high of, like they were going to sell in the millions forever. All these speculators who thought they were going to put their kids through college with a comic that everybody and their brother bought. I don't understand where the disconnect is. Where the value would come from. Like if everybody bought that card or that comic, I was thinking baseball cards. Like, why would somebody pay so much money for it? I mean, I remember not understanding it either. I did have to ask my cousin, who was much more into collecting comic books. I asked him about number ones and number twos and second printings and all that stuff. And he kind of laid it out for me in a very, he's from Queens, so he knew what was up. He was just more street savvy, more kind of business savvy. I lived in like the hood, in the hoods of Harrisburg, uptown. But he lived like in Queens, Flushings, so he had to be a little bit more street smart. I went to visit him. Actually, I had a business trip, and it was in Long Island, and so I thought it was going to be easier to stay at his place in Flushing, and then get up and go to my meeting, and he took me out. I had never been to an IMAX theater, and so I went to see Endgame in an IMAX theater, and he paid for it. So, but he was telling me, this was when we were kids. I remember, what was out? I want to say the Ghost Rider with the glow in the dark Mark Teixeira cover. I had bought that off the shelves, and I was asking him, is it going to be worth more money because it's glow in the dark? And he's like, maybe. Like, it just all depends on how many they sold, if people who wanted it didn't get it. It's going to make it more valuable. But Brother Ernest says, love Daredevil, but won't watch the show. Don't support Disney Plus. However, I did read the new first issue, and it was decent. That's what I heard. I heard it wasn't anything fantastic, but it did not suck. So that was good news, and I'm glad for Daredevil fans. I'm glad for the retailers. I know my local comic shop went like super heavy into it. I was like, what are you guys? They're like super into the blind bags. They have a Whatnot channel, and they are like number one in the whole country with the blind bags. They have the blind bags. Apparently toys have like blind boxes of certain kinds of toys, and they get on their Whatnot stream, and they sell these blind bags and blind boxes like it's nobody's business. They're super fun guys. So I don't know if you guys buy anything on Whatnot, and if you guys are into the blind bags. I was watching the Thinking Critical, the aficionados from this past Saturday, and they were talking about, I think it was Perch. Perch was on there, I don't know if you guys follow Perch. I don't much follow Perch anymore. He's very smart. I don't want to take anything away from him, and I like his takes for the most part. But I find listening to him as a believer, as a Christian, is dangerous because of how persuasive he is and how I don't know. He goes from a very smart take about comics, and then like a really he's dismissive about Christianity, and like kind of flippant in a way that I feel is a little disrespectful, in ways that he would not do that for any other belief system. So I'm kind of torn. I do tune in every now and again, depending on the subject matter, but I used to listen to him on a regular basis, and I kind of stopped just because of his dismissive views about Christianity, and then just very pro any crazy cultural thing that comes up. Very accepting of all that business, all the controversial cultural business. And but they were talking about Daredevil and the numbers that are reported. Up to 300,000 copies were sold of issue number 1, and he was doubting it just based on the number of copies that were ordered and sold by some larger retailer friends that he has. And he's saying they ordered like 30 copies, and like 20 copies were still on the shelves. So he was doubting that the 300,000 number was an accurate guesstimation, especially because nobody puts up their actual numbers. It's just kind of based on a guess of a rough guesstimate based on 100 retailers that kind of self-report their orders, and they don't talk about the sell-through number. They just talk about like how many they ordered, and sometimes they order a lot of those things to get incentive covers because they know that the speculators want certain covers, so they'll buy 100 of it, of a copy that they can't sell, but they'll be able to sell that 1 in 100 variant and make their money back. So yeah, the blind bags are crazy. There's one cover going for like $800 right now from Daredevil. Is it the Frank Miller Daredevil cover? The squiggly. Do we even know what the Frank Miller Daredevil cover looks like? Dare we ask for a picture of it? I know there's much love for Mr. Frank Miller and his Daredevil art, and because of the connection, his connection to Daredevil, how he resurrected it. Stupid gnat flew right up my nose. But yeah, there's debate on whether or not he has lost his mojo, and many people would say that he has lost his mojo. Like way back, maybe after the first Sin City series. I couldn't even tell you which one it was, but yeah, I'm curious, Ernest, which cover is going for $800? Because my local comic shop, they're just heavy into that, and they'll order like 10,000 blind bags. 10,000 blind bags. It's like all over the store, and then slowly it just starts disappearing because they they do their whatnot streams once or twice a week until they're all gone. So it's crazy. They're just, I guess they're known for being able to move a lot of blind bags. The guys are like super funny and friendly. It's no wonder that people like to give them money if you're gonna buy it anyway. You know, they're just good at selling. They're good at getting you excited about all the different possibilities, and they're very knowledgeable. So that they'll give you like statistics on how rare some things are as they're doing it, and then, you know, there's lots of FOMO as they go through the blind bags. And I don't know if they open them for the guys. You know, they tag it, whoever got that. I don't know. I'll have to jump on to see how they do it and why they're so widely successful. What do you guys think? Spider-Man 2099, Dunsky. I'll come back through and hit it with a bigger thing here. Ernest says, no, not the Miller one. That's a 1 in 1,000. Can't remember the artist top of my head right now. So it would have to be like somebody Daredevil related, right? You would think it would be like David Michelini, however you say his name, or somebody equally beloved for their Daredevil connection. Because I don't know who would demand that much, would have that high a demand. That would be fun to know. That would be fun to know. So I do have some extra Alpha Red number 7 sketch covers coming. I don't know if you guys are interested in Alpha Red sketch covers. I'm doing something with Alpha Red number 9 to hopefully get you guys to buy in on just the uniqueness of what I'm doing. Because demand for the interior pages of any of Alpha Red comics are just not really there. And I understand why. He's not anybody yet. But someday, one day, I hope to make it worth it for you guys by continuing to make awesome Alpha Red comics. Like this number 8. Come on. But I'm trying something where you guys might want to have some interior pages. And I hope to entice you. Some rare stuff. A rare opportunity to own something that comes from the interiors, not just the cover. Covers are king if you're a collector. So, and I have probably 4 covers that nobody has bought. So if you want if you ever come into a little extra money and you want a little piece of Alpha Red history before it blows up, I still have some covers that I'm selling for $200, $200 each. So it's the cover to issue number 4, 6, 7, and 8. 4, 6, 7, and 8. And there are some images of Alpha Red that that were meant to be posters, but I think I used them as covers for the rare foil cover editions. So they're technically covers, but really they're, because of the nature of the foil, how they send them in, how they want them sent in, it jumps more out at you if they're just a single image. So I'm gonna have some of those available when issue number 9 goes to crowdfund. And I'm hoping maybe I don't need to crowdfund. I don't know. Lots of strategies as I am staying nimble about how to fund future Alpha Reds, because the crowdfunding model it works. I think there's a lot of people in on it now, and it really has kind of taken the wind out of the sails of us lesser known fellows, whereas a lot of people were spending money investing in us a little bit more like 4 or 5 years ago. And now that there are so many pros that are jumping in, it's hard to deny the desirability to spend money on some of the things that they offer. And so they kind of take the wind out of the sails of us little plebes. Out of the plebes. I don't know if you guys picked up Superman versus Spider-Man. They don't even put the verses here. Superman, because it's more of a team up than it is a versus. Whereas the original 50 years ago was definitely them fighting each other for a little bit, and they have a pretty good reason for it. So I'm all, it was a cool kind of reason, and kind of stoked the animosity between the two companies, because it is a little bit more fun to choose sides, like, make mine Marvel. I was more of a Marvel guy for sure. But the competition really kind of makes it a little bit more fun. Not that you wouldn't buy what the other company is selling. And maybe you did back then, because I definitely didn't buy anything DC, but it wasn't because I disliked anything DC. It just felt like Marvel had a more modern vibe. They had the Image guys. That's largely how I got into collecting comics. Christopher says, "Sweet Spider-Man 2099." Thank you, Christopher. Thank you. Joe Quesada's variant is a 1 in 1,000. He did do a nice run on Daredevil, didn't he? He was one of my favorite Daredevil artists and run. I was all into that stuff. The Marvel Knights, the Kevin Smith Marvel Knights story. I mean, the Frank Miller, The Man Without Fear, John Romita Jr. thing really solidified my love for the character. But and I didn't. I mean, I'm only recently discovering the Daredevil Born Again stuff. I have it down here. I started reading it, but I think I found out that did he do the Batman Year One first with David McElhaney, or was the Daredevil first? Because for whatever reason, I stopped reading the Daredevil Born Again and prioritized Batman Year One. And so I want to go back. And the Batman Year One was fantastic. Like I said, I think I mentioned it here last week, that I remembered it as a much stronger story. Not that it was a bad story. It was just like mind-blowing when I read it as a child. I guess I was young teens. I was like 12 when it came out, 12 or 13. And I didn't realize that it was like the comics could be so adult, like real drama. I just thought it was more campy. So let me see here. I didn't choose where he's looking. So he's looking right at him. Yes, because they kind of fight in their story. So you're not going to be smiling at him, and they're not going to be talking. I think what I was surprised that I didn't like about Batman Year One was the dialogue was a little choppier. And I get it if you're like, we don't always talk in complete sentences, especially, there's a lot of narrative that Frank Miller adds to the story, and it's like their thought balloons. And so it was just a little choppy. Almost got that gnat. He's crawling on the microphone towards my mouth. But yeah, I don't want to take away from Frank Miller and Batman Year One. All the fans will disavow me. All the Alpha Raiders will drop off. All of a sudden, James's takes are bunk. Just saying. Like, the nostalgia was strong when I picked it up, and I was like, huh. As a creator myself now, like I'm putting words in people's mouths and stuff. And, sometimes it hits and sometimes it doesn't. And I don't know how to fix it, but it has to get out the door. Because I could sit and write and rewrite forever. And then you guys just would not have as many issues of Alpha Red. And I would be sad because I have all these stories in my head, and I want you to have more Alpha Red in your collection. So I get that, it's just not perfect. It just goes out the door. there's a story. I think it was I don't know who said it, who was reporting on it, but Kevin Feige came up to Ryan Coogler after he won the Oscar or whatever for Sinners. So Ryan Coogler was the director of what's his name? Black. Somebody will say it. My brain is fried. Black Panther, and he left and he did Sinners, and so Kevin Feige, the executive producer or whatever Kevin Feige does over at the Marvel Studios, congratulated him and asked him, when did you know that you were done with Sinners, that it was ready to release? And he said it was never going to be ready. It's still not ready, but it's got to be released. So it just becomes that perfect thing in the eyes of the fans. So when we look at things like Frank Miller's Batman Year One, and we think it's perfect, he's probably got a story about hitting a deadline and just letting it rip. So hopefully, unless the editors gave him all the time in the world and he didn't let it go until it was like dun 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 dun, finished perfecto. I don't know if he works like that or not, but in my mind, as a creator, you just have to kind of let it go and not think too much about it, because every time I go to reprint issue number 1 or 2 or whatever, I go, oh, I could go back, I could add so much, it could be that much better. But I just pour more effort into the new stuff and just kind of let the old stuff go. It just had to go out the door. And sometimes it's better that way. Brother Fong says, I want more Alpha Red in my collection. Amen to that. Amen to that. Do you see the MAS? That MAS, what's MAS? Oh, Mask is joining the Energon universe. I did. I have 2 sketch covers coming, because they're doing a Venom cover and then a Good Guy Mask cover. He said, Brother Benny says, sorry, I hit send on accident. Yeah, I'm excited and yet not excited about Mask. I know the feeling. So, it does matter to me, I think, that that the race swapped matte tracker is more of a Hasbro requirement, even though I'm sure that Robert Kirkman is fine with it. I think those decisions become easier when you know, like, what you're trying to do, and I think he's just trying to make cool, fun comics of the 80s cartoon stuff. I don't know, like, I think he's slightly younger than I am, so I'm 51. I think he's in his late 40s. So I think that that makes Mask like a little bit behind him, because I think Mask was right around the same time G.I. Joe and Transformers, and it just did not take off like the rest of the stuff. All right. So hopefully you can tell that's Superboy and not Superman, just because I didn't make him jacked. And this is also a Todd McFarlane Spider-Man homage pose. So I did look up just Todd McFarlane Spider-Man, because I kind of wanted to make all these poses Todd McFarlane poses. Why? I don't know for sure. I was thinking of homage covers. I do kind of remember how I got kind of trapped in the looking for Todd McFarlane homage covers. Covers to homage, because I am looking for, I was looking for an homage cover for Alpha Red number 8. And if you read the digital deluxe, you would have seen the suggestion that the writer Ray McKay suggested, which was the Batman Nightfall where Bane is breaking his back. And, you know, that was an obvious choice for me too. But, you know, wrestler, Bane, but it didn't excite me because I was not a Batman fan at that time. So that, and I wasn't a huge, it's not Joe Kelly. Who's the Kelly Jones? Was not a huge Kelly Jones art fan. He's more of a horror artist, I think. He does very well with like body horror kind of stuff, and so it didn't appeal to me. So I had been looking for an alternative homage cover to use, and I landed on a Todd McFarlane Spider-Man cover, and I will not share that with you until I get it done. But yeah, that is how I was inspired to do all these poses as McFarlane poses. And I think this is an interior Spider-Man pose. And this is definitely a cover. I think it's him and the lizard. This would be Spider-Man, and then the lizard is coming from over here. But Brother Funk says probably didn't want to have another blonde-haired Caucasian male leader since G.I. Joe already has Duke. Yeah, but they're like, they can be different. I mean, in my mind, they are kind of interchangeable. If I close my eyes and try to remember Matt Tracker as the of Mask, and then picture Duke, very similar. They had, you know, dimples, butt chin, short blonde hair. I get it, but I don't know. They're not drawing Duke in the G.I. Joe series quite like that. He's got little spiky hair, you know, but whatever. And I'm not so like super loyal to the Mask mythos. You know, they were cool. They had vehicles and things like that. So I'm not super loyal to that. So race swapping him, I guess it doesn't really matter as much, except, you know, why is the objection that I have. Why not just make it the way we remember it? Because you bought the intellectual property so that we, as people who grew up loving it, will spend money on it. But then you make it not the thing that we grew up loving, and you want us to buy it anyway. And when we say we don't want to buy it because it doesn't remind us of that thing from way back when, because of the race swap, then we're called racist. And it has nothing to do with that. It's not doing anything for my memory berries. Race swap for Matt Tracker happened in IDW as a request from Hasbro, but Mask is an acquired property that Hasbro got when they got the IP from Kenner, who was acquired years earlier from Tonka. Yikes. The Historian. Fong the Historian. Mask is getting a blind bag too. Yeah. Robert Kirkman says he's all in on the blind bag stuff. So he's going to perfect all the gimmicks. He likes the gimmicks, and he's going to lean like heavy into it, like Battle Beast. He's like, you ain't seen nothing yet, where nobody was expecting issue number 2 in blind bags for issue number 1. So that's kind of the crazy stuff. So it's going to be like all over the place. I think when you pick up a blind bag for Mask, you're going to get anything Skybound, and maybe anything. He said there might be like Spider-Man and Invincible team up books in there with sketches on them. You know, just like he's going to go kind of crazy, so that people go crazy and buy a bunch of the blind bags. So is the new Mine MGMT sequel a series from Matt Kint? I'm not sure what the Mine series is. Maybe you can educate us, because if you don't, Fun will educate us on Mine management. Mine, is that MGMT? What's MGMT? So Batman Beyond is not a character that I'm super familiar with. I was kind of chasing girls by the time Batman Beyond came out. I always liked the look, and I liked that Conroy, what's his name, the Batman voice from the animated series, came back to do Batman. So all those things were very cool about it, but I was I had my fake ID, and I was hell-bent on using it as often as I could. And so Batman Beyond I was beyond Batman Beyond. How's that? I know that people think of it very fondly, held in high regard. Held in very high regard. I just don't know much about it. Just a younger version, just like an Iron Man, more of an Iron Man-ish. The suit has a lot of gadgets and things, a lot of technology. I know that you can see his mouth, which confused me, but I have come to dig it, but I don't think it's always necessary. We are flying through this. Maybe we will have time for some coloring. Some coloring. So yeah, if you guys are interested, I have the Invincible #1 available on Etsy. You can go to jamesq.net, and you'll see last week's Death of Superman sketch cover that I drew, as well as the Invincible #1 that I drew at the Syracuse Collectors Con. And I did post that video. I did a live at the Syracuse Collectors Con on Substack. Brother Benny caught it on Substack. So I was grateful to have an Alpha Raider hop on, and felt like old times. Felt like good vibes. Good vibes, because Benny was there. And but I was able to download it and post it on the YouTubes. So if you are interested in that, head on over to jamesq.net. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please consider doing that. I would greatly appreciate it. Appreciate it. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, because what are you waiting for? It's really weird how subscribes come and go. It's like all at once and then they kind of disappear. I assume that people are turned off when I speak about my faith, but I don't. I count that as a blessing, because I won't stop. Don't stop. I don't think I should or should have to. People don't stop talking about their other nonsense, their immoral nonsense. Why should I be scared to share my faith? And if that turns them off, then we'll see you when you change your mind. And I hope that God changes your mind and you have a place to come and enjoy some of the geekosphere with other believers. Yeah, I know that Reverend Saber, who used to hang out, he really liked the Daredevil stuff, and he even liked the Disney Plus. Didn't mind the Disney Plus stuff. Thought it was good. And I tried watching it on his recommendation, and just could not get into it. It just looked like it was trying to be the Netflix version, but like Disney Plusified, which is not a good thing. All right, I'm gonna do the old signature, just like Mr. McFarlane. Trying to copy the McFarlane, and then we can call it an evening. And I appreciate you guys hanging out. McFarlane. And then he does a little scroll thing. Yeah. Any last thoughts? Let me see. We got Batman Beyond was a great cartoon, Brother Funk says, but I understand why you would want to chase the girls. Yes, sir. I could not help myself. When you come for Colonia Con, we can watch a few episodes together. For sure. Don't stop believing. I will not, sir. Will not. You cannot make me. Looks great, brother. Well done. Thank you. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate all of you so much. Let me see. All right. I guess that's it. That's it, guys. I want to say have a great week, and we'll catch you again next week. And until then, let me turn off the. I always forget to turn off the music, and then it plays in the background along with the other music. It gets confusing, and when I remember, then I will remember. All right, guys. Until next time, grace, peace. We out.
courage in his heart, a beacon of hope. He's ready to start, with faith as his armor and a fire in his soul. Alpha Red stands tall, fulfilling his role. Alpha Red, the hero we need, with the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread, for the world is safe with Alpha Red. Red. In a world full of chaos, where evil may lurk, he fights for the righteous, his mission and work. Guided by God, with strength from above, he battles the darkness with unyielding love. Alpha Red, the hero we need, with the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread, for the world is safe with Alpha Red. Alpha Red. When the night seems too long and hope seems so far, look to the skies, you'll see his bright star. With a prayer and a promise, he faces the fight. Alpha Red shines through, the beacon of light. Alpha Red, the hero we need, with the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread, for the world is safe with Alpha Red. So stand tall with courage, let your faith lead the way. With Alpha Red beside us, we'll see a brighter day. For evil may tremble, but never forget, the world is protected by our hero, Alpha Red. Alpha Red. Alpha Red.